Hello everyone, this is Glen, Guyton, Executive Director of Mennonite Church USA, coming to you. I think this is blog number 4, and I'm also joined with one of our very important partners from Mennonite Church Canada. I'll let him introduce himself.
Hi there, I'm Doug Klassen from Mennonite Church Canada, the Executive Minister. I'm Glen's counterpart here in Canada.
All right, so it's always good to connect with Doug. We run into each other and we work very closely together, Mennonite Church USA, Mennonite Church Canada, on a number of issues. We share some things in common. We share the confession of faith. We also share our ministerial polity manual. That's something that we work on together. So those are some of the joint projects, and we also meet periodically with the joint executive committee with our executive board and the executive board of Mennonite Church Canada. So Doug, I'll just get some reflections from you about just maybe the value of Mennonite World Conference and how you all are working with that relationship in Canada.
You bet. Yeah, one of the things I think that one of the great values of Mennonite World Conference is that it gets us beyond a myopic view of what's only going on in our country or in our region, and it just helps us to see the much bigger picture. And when we think we know what Anabaptism is, and we just think, okay, this is how it's done, you go to these other 109 partners who are here of 59 different countries, 46 different languages, and you find out pretty quickly that we have one little slice of how this is done, but there's a much bigger picture where the Spirit is working and bringing us together in unity.
Yeah, I like that, the Spirit working together, bringing us together in unity. It's something that we can maybe think about a little bit more, especially in the North American context. I was really intrigued by the partners here in Indonesia. I think there are 3 different synods. They come together periodically to talk about programming, and that's one of the things that I think that Doug and I have talked about in our roles is how will we be more intentional about our relationship as Mennonite Church Canada and Mennonite Church USA. That North American context, they do kind of separate us here at Mennonite World Conference. There are some things that we need to think about. Now, it's not just Canada and the US. There are some other denominations like LMC that we talked to yesterday. CMC, it was formerly the Conservative Mennonite Church, Rosedale, they're part of it, and some other North American groups. But I think we have a unique relationship between Canada and the U.S. So I don't know, Doug, if you want to say something about that.
Yeah, I think, when we first did the divide along the geographic lines between in 2000, 2001, the idea was we would maintain a partnership, a special partnership or a covenant between MC USA and MC Canada. And we haven't done so well at that. And you and I were talking about having to redo that covenant and saying, we need a little bit more to do together. If we're going to hold, like you say, Glenn, a vision statement together, work on a hymnal together, work on polity manuals together, have all these other things, confessions of faith and stuff together, we need to do more than just getting our executives together twice a year on Zoom. Yeah, there's got to be more, right? So we're exploring the possibility even of a coming together again at some point, and seeing how that can continue to shape us, because we are siblings. Yeah. And we have been siblings. General Conference, Mennonite Church of years ago, and that DNA is real deep, and I'd love to continue it. Yeah. No, I think we do definitely have to look at these relationships and some of the things that have held us together in the past. How do we work at those things? And I know, at least from our standpoint, from Mennonite Church USA standpoint, people had some questions about the confession of faith. But again, that's nothing that we can unilaterally change, either one of us. It would be a joint, it would be a binational effort to look at those things, and we're not planning on doing that right now. Just want to be clear, we're not planning on doing anything with the confession of faith right now. There are other aspects of our relationship that we need to continue to work on. Our conference ministers, and what do you call your regional? Church leadership ministers or executive ministers. They get together
annually. I don't know if you all know that. We get together annually with Canada and the U.S., and it's always good. And it's always good to hear Doug's perspective. I feel sometimes Canada is a couple of steps ahead of us on some important issues, and and hopefully they glean some things from us.
You're a couple steps ahead of us in other things.
So we're walking alongside of each other. That's the part of it. And I think that's the beauty of Mennonite World Conference, is that we get to see some of those things and see how other people are working at these issues. And I was talking to a brother from Kenya this morning about some of the work that they're doing in missions, and how does that inform us in the U.S. in our context. So there are a lot of things that we can learn from some other people. So one good announcement is Doug is going to be the North American, one of 2 North American reps for Mennonite World Conference. So it'll be Doug, our Canadian partner, and also Linda Dibble, our current moderators. So they'll be serving Mennonite World Conference, but the North American rep. And so Doug will be serving, I think, 6 years.
Yeah, that's right.
6 years, and Linda will be serving 3 years. So they'll be able to help us with our global perspective as they interact with our various partners around the North American context of churches. So I don't know, Doug, anything else you want to say?
Yeah, just looking forward to that opportunity. I think just to see this whole thing in the larger picture of how MC Canada and MC USA are in this larger global picture. I think we're into an exciting time. Post COVID. I mean, we'll be fully post COVID. I don't know, but coming out of this, I think there's going to be an incredible opportunity for the church worldwide, and it'll be so good for us to observe and to share with each other globally how it's going for each of us.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I'm not sure what's going to be the next step for our meeting. This may be my last blog. I am leaving. I wasn't going to the main assembly. I was coming for the general council, but today we found out that they've had a number of COVID outbreaks. Doug and I have been wearing our masks, so we just took it out for this video, but we're outside and we have our masks, but we've tested negative, but some people have tested positive, so they actually shut down the general council meeting. So I don't believe I'll have any other updates. I think this will be my last update from General Council, but it's been a good time so far, and I've talked to some people, met some people from the various continents and countries. It's really been a good experience. I even talked to a pastor from Nepal. I don't think I've ever met anyone from Nepal, but I talked to a pastor from Nepal, a woman who's I think she said it was like her 5th World Conference or something. I don't know. It's been a lot, but it's a really good experience. I'm sorry that we have to end early, but that's just kind of the risk of doing this type of meeting with people coming from all over the place. COVID is on the rise here in Indonesia. We are taking precautions, and people are wearing masks and being as diligent as we can be. But this virus is something that none of us is catching and can't have control. I'm vaccinated and all that good stuff, but so pray for us, and pray for this assembly. I hope that it will be able to continue uninterrupted, but we have had to end our general council meeting, so this will probably be my last update on that. Thank you all for joining us.